Okay, if you know someone who was adopted, or more specifically, if you have a parent or even a grandparent who was adopted, do you feel like this too? My mom was adopted, and my entire life, since I found out when I was like 5 that she was adopted, I have literally thought of that entire side of my family history as like a black hole. Like, I have had nothing to fill that black hole. I didn't have names, I didn't have photos, I didn't have any idea of anything about the people on her side of my family. And the other side, that's a whole other story. Like, I'm not going to get into that. But like, even in school, in science class, we had like a project in, I think, 8th grade, where we had to like do research on our family history and like see how that makes us who we were then. And everyone had like papers filled with information, right? And I came into class the next day and my paper was like blank because I had nothing on my mom's side, like nothing in my entire life have I ever known like where I came from or my medical history on that side or anything to do with my mom's, like that's my family, that's my biological family. I didn't know anything about them. And the other side, like I didn't have information from that side for a bunch of other reasons. But that I'm not gonna get into. But on my mom's side, I have always felt like I have this family. I have this family that I don't know about. And like, not many people understand the pain and confusion of having a literal entire family that you don't know, that you have no information about. It's just the weirdest thing in the entire world. And obviously my mom feels this way a lot more than I do because I wasn't actually adopted. She was actually adopted. Like, she had to go through the entire thing. But I still have that feeling, I have always had that feeling of like, where are they? Like, where's my family? Like, who are they? What are they like? What would it be like to know them? And that's just the craziest thing in the entire world to me, that I have never known who my actual family is. And so I didn't know if I thought it was weird because my entire life I knew that my mom was adopted. So I kind of thought that she had the right to be confused, angry, upset about not knowing her biological family her entire life, which she does. She has every right for that. But I didn't think that I had the right to do that, to feel that way too, until recently, when my mom and my family actually found my mom's birth parents. Like, we found them. We're getting ready. My mom and I are getting ready to go on a trip to go meet them. Like, oh my God. So like, chills, literal chills. And apparently there are these incredible, amazing people who love my mom so much, who want to know me too. And so like, that's when I realized how much my entire life I have felt like this sense of longing and loss and like hoping to get to know my family someday, but like having no idea who they were. And so now I like really understand how much that's impacted me my entire life, is not knowing my family. And I think that that's so weird that people like me or people who were actually adopted grow up literally not knowing anything about their family on a specific side, like especially my medical history, because I am disabled. I have chronic illnesses, a POTS and EDS, and I have other medical issues. And so I found out I have a cousin who has POTS, and they're looking into EDS too. I'm like, and then my grandpa, my biological grandfather, has something else like the ANA marker or something that I have, and apparently my mom has it too. And so like, if we had known these things about my family, about my mom's family, we could have like looked out for medical history or medical issues more commonly, because we're like, oh yeah, we have family who also has that. And so it's not just like searching in the dark trying to figure out what's wrong with me medically. And so like, just the medical history, the fact of knowing who they are, like now I have faces and photos and names, and it's just the most insane thing in the entire world. The fact that I am going to be able to meet my grandparents and my family, like I don't feel like any person should ever have to meet their family, but like it's incredible that I get to at this point. If my mom had to be adopted, like it's incredible that we're going to get to meet them now. Like it's insane. And so I didn't know if any other people who are children of adoptees felt this way, like, or if because a lot of people just think, oh well, your mom was adopted, she should just be grateful that she has a family at all. She should just be grateful and ignore all the trauma, all the trauma that goes with it, all of the valid feelings and emotions that go with it, and the pain and everything. And so like everyone's just like, oh, well, you should just be grateful, right? But no one really talks about what that feels like to be a child of an adoptee and not have any information on that side of your family. And I just think that that is wild, and I feel like we should talk about it more if like other people are feeling this way, or if it's just me. I know, because I posted a Substack blog on my Substack about this entire thing where it literally feels like my identity was stolen from me before I was even born. And now piece by piece I'm like finding out who I really am, because that's what happened. Like my entire identity, my entire family history, my medical history, my family, like literally it all was stolen from me when my mom was adopted, and they covered it up. They cover all the information. It's really terrifying. But like now I'm getting to know who I am. So I just wanted to see if like other children of adoptees have always felt like this longing to get to know your family that you've never ever met or known anything about before, or if that's just unique to my experience. But I wrote it on Substack, and it got a lot of attention from adoptees saying that, and children of adoptees saying that they completely relate. So like I wanted to see if like anyone else relates to this. It's insane that we have to like go through this and find our family and meet our family for the first time. It's insane. So but yeah, I'm getting ready. I'm trying to raise enough money to go on this trip in about a month to go meet my biological family with my mom. Like we are gonna go meet them, and it's gonna be incredible, and it's gonna be so emotional and exciting, and I'm hopefully gonna like vlog some of it, like meeting my biological family for the first time. So if you possibly want to read more on the subject, I wrote an entire Substack blog about it. I'm gonna write a lot more Substack blogs about the feeling of like being the child of an adoptee or not knowing your biological family, like, and getting to meet my biological family. Like it's such a crazy journey. So if you want to read more about that, or read more about like, I have an entire article about a speech that I made when I was 16 about like what happened on that other side. But yeah, that's all on my Substack. And also like if you subscribe, I'm going to be so grateful. But if you also become a paid subscriber for $5 a month, that is going towards this trip where I'm going to try to meet my biological family for the first time. So I am very grateful for any paid subscribers on my Substack that can support me and my trip to go meet my family. So it's so cool. So yeah, thank you so much for even thinking about doing that, because I will be posting a lot more about the subject on my Substack for the paid subscribers especially, and a lot more on here about the entire subject and about the entire journey. And then obviously I'm going to vlog and write about the trip if I'm able to go on it and meet them. And I'm just so excited, because like it literally feels like this black hole of my entire family that I've always thought of as a black hole is finally like filled with light. It's like so cool. I have names, faces, like photos, like I'm gonna hear their voice in like a month, and if I can do that, and it's just gonna be so incredible. So I'm just so grateful that you're here for the journey. Let me know if you are a child of an adoptee, how you actually feel about like not knowing your biological family. If you met your biological family, let me know how it went. I've already been texting with my grandfather and like have FaceTimed with him, and I've talked less with my grandma, but I'm very, very, very excited to meet her. And so I feel like we're gonna I feel like it's gonna go well. I feel like it's gonna be kind of like, oh yeah, you were there all along. Like you have always been my grandma. You have always been my grandparents. And like, it's always gonna be this weird feeling that I haven't had 25 years with them, but now I get to have some time with them, which is really incredible. And so yeah, just let me know if you relate to any of this, or if you want to see more vlogs or talking videos like this, or Substack blogs about it, and I would love to make those. Thank you so much for watching.